Hi, my name's Tamara, and this video is about how to be consistent, which is an interesting question, isn't it? Because we are consistent. We are consistently listening to the voice in our head until we don't. But I just did a little bit of research on this question and to see what the so-called self-development gurus were saying about it. And I listened to one for a long time on this long video, and he never at any point mentioned the fact that we are totally asleep in who we really are until we activate the observer. We are consistent when we're educated like normally in this life right now, although that's all going to change as we move into our new world of consciousness. But right now, it's normal. It's consistent that people are walking around asleep, listening to a voice in their head that is just the software from your computer of all your experiences, all the things that you've been taught, everything that's happened to you. And it's all kind of jumbled up there and comes out at different points in your day and answers you in different situations. And it becomes like very consistent in its fears that it gives you, in its telling you to do something when you really shouldn't as well. It's kind of your madness software. And what you need to do is get rid of that madness software. There's only one way to do that I have learned in my whole 75 years on this planet. And that's meditate in a formal way, which sounds like heavy, doesn't it? What does formal mean? Formal means that you don't do visualizations, which are not meditation. You don't do like things that you think are going to help you to meditate, which are wonderful, like gardening, walking, yoga, all of those. What you do is you do a consistent exercise of formal meditation, which actually quietens the voice in your head, and it brings forth slowly and consistently the observer who watches that voice in their head. And by this time, when the observer is activated and truly in place, which is who you are, it's the voice of wisdom, intuition, everything that you are, every part of your connection from above that is still here with you, but is so asleep in the majority of people on the planet, in the majority of the people in the collective. We can't say it any other way because we're kidding ourselves if we do. We are in the middle of the biggest awakening ever, but it's still a minority of the 8 billion people on this planet. So just put your attention on your breath for 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. Just at the point of your nostrils is a good point to get in contact with that breath. And what you're doing is you're putting your attention, your consciousness, onto something that you contract to put it on. In that way, we are training ourselves to come in and be a part of that higher consciousness. It's like having a puppy on a lead when it's young, and you put it on a lead and you have to keep pulling it back, and then it's trained to walk beside you because it's then not having to be pulled back, and it loves that. And the lead can be let off a little longer, so that it can run a little bit around. But in the beginning, you're being really tight leaded with it. But this is what you need to be with yourself. You need to have your mind on a tight leash for 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. And then when you realize that it's working, because it works very quickly. Also on this self-development video, I was listening to a guy who was talking about your next 100 days. Most people don't know what they're going to be like and how they're going to feel in the next 24 hours, let alone the next 100 days. And he had no idea of how to truly do this, where you're not forcing yourself into habits. You're being consistent with waking yourself up. So when you've extended to 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, because you know it's working and you know that your days are becoming different and that you're not hearing that voice so much, and also you have this observer in place that sees and hears that voice, that is aware of it, which you don't when you're totally manically controlled by your lower self, which a lot of people are. They may be living like quite safe lives. Some aren't, but most are. But it's boring and it's repetitive and it's in fear and it's totally wound into the matrix. The difference from being in the matrix and not in the matrix is not listening to that voice in your head. So just put your attention on your breath as it comes in your nostril. And just close your eyes when you're doing this. Turn off your phone, completely off. Don't have anybody else in the room. And be in a nice space that you hold that vibration in every day. It could be just your bedroom. It could be the bathroom if that's the only quiet place in your house. So let's get real. Be consistent. Be consistent at not listening to that voice in your head, because you have activated your observer who you really are. And that part of you becomes bolder and clearer as you carry on doing this really simple meditation. You're not going to nirvana. You're not going to have any huge spiritual experiences. You are now going to be consistently not listening to the voice in your head and pulling your mind back. Okay, bye for now.